Yes people, I hope that you're all well. So in today's video I'm going to be going over a little presentation on crypto just to speak about the power of crypto and how you can really expand your wealth. So a lot of people's first goals when they start trying to earn money is to look at it and go, right, how could I earn a million? You know, that's what a lot of people think about. Oh, a million, you know, it's that big round number. Everyone wants to be a millionaire. So what I'm going to do is kind of work out how much money you might need to invest right now to be able to become a future crypto millionaire. Now, obviously this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. I just had to get that one in there. I tried to go for what I believe is very realistic and very achievable if you do stick to a solid plan. But crypto, you know, it's very speculative. You never know exactly how it's going to go. But without any further intro, let's just get right into it and we'll start going over this. So here I've got kind of my final 10 coins that I'm really thinking about going into this bull run with. Just a little bit of extra information about them, what they do, just so I can quickly check up on them. I do recommend that anyone that gets into crypto, you do figure out what the coin does. This obviously isn't all of my research for every coin. This is just kind of some quick little notes that I've got jotted down. Some of it about like what the current price is to where I think it could go. And then just some little bits about what I think the coins can do. If you want me to go further into depth with any of these videos, let me know. I'll be happy to do a video on that as well. But the main thing to keep in mind here is the fact that I think that basically any of these coins could still do a 10x in the rest of this bull run. So you could literally 10 times your money quite comfortably, in my opinion, with any of the coins on this list. So it can be quite good to diversify. I wouldn't say just buy one of them, but obviously it's not financial advice. Do what you like. So I've got that here, and we're saying that these could potentially 10x this bull run. So if you don't know about how crypto cycles work, they kind of tend to work in 4 to 5 year cycles, where for 4 to 5, the majority of that time, there isn't much going on. Prices stay very low. And then you might have a little, you know, 6 month, maybe a year worth of absolute mania where prices are just absolutely skyrocketing. So that's kind of what I'm talking about when I say this bull run. I think it's still not really quite kicked into full flow yet, although we have had a lot of prices increasing. So yeah, within the next 6 months, maybe a year, that's kind of what we could see. So then the bear market comes. So when you're not in a bull market, you could be in a bear market, which means that the prices are really low, and that they tend to be going down. So Bitcoin and Ethereum, they're the two biggest cryptos, obviously, and they're probably the most safe and stable cryptos as well. So the prices of them in bear markets tends to drop by about 70%. So if we have a little look here, we've got some data pulled up. After the 2017 bull run, Ethereum dropped 93%, as we can see here, which is absolutely mental. To have something that can drop 93% means that you can be getting such a bargain on it if you buy at the right time. You know, a lot of people look at that and see the risk, but you've really got to look at it and go, wow, if something can drop 93%, then imagine the gain that it could have as well. That's absolutely crazy. And then as far as Bitcoin goes, we've seen a 83.5% drop from the highs to the lows after that 2017 bull run. Then in 2022 on Bitcoin, we saw a 76.4 roughly % drop. Again, absolutely massive discount. And then 2022 on ETH, we've seen about an 82% pullback after that. So massive discounts that you can then buy them at. I don't believe you're going to be seeing 90 or even really 80% drops on Bitcoin for this bull run, just because there's so much money in it already. But potentially on ETH, you might still be able to see that. I'd say if we can get a 70% discount, then that's still absolutely amazing, because these coins still have so much further to go. So if we have a little look at this, this is then Bitcoin between the low from 2017 and then the highs of the 2022 bull run, and that roughly 20x. You know, so if you were to put your money in there, you've roughly 20 times your money to then be able to get to that level, which is, that's sick. That's unbelievable. It's life-changing money that can be made in crypto, and that's literally just through buying and selling Bitcoin at the right times. Obviously, you're pretty much never going to catch the absolute top or the absolute bottom, but it still just shows you what's possible. But Bitcoin, Ethereum, they're the biggest coins there are. So that means that they're a lot slower moving and a lot more money has to be pumped in, and you're not going to get the crazy multiples that you might see on other smaller coins. So what you could do is you could do a 50-50 altcoin split. So say half of your portfolio stays in Bitcoin, Ethereum, half it stays in altcoins, alternative coins that are then a lot smaller than Bitcoin, Ethereum, and have a lot more room to grow. So we're going to look at some examples for them as well. So here we've got Chainlink. It's a great coin. It was actually one of the ones on my original list. I still think it's got a lot further to go. So after 2018 bull run, Chainlink dropped 85%. Again, big drop, big drop. But then from there, it then increased 183x. So imagine if you would have had your money in there, it would have 183 times what you had in there if you bought at the lows. Again, like I say, you probably won't catch the absolute lows, but if you get a 150x, you know, if you get a 120x, that's still absolutely life-changing potentially. And we've got another example here. We've got ADA, Cardano. Again, another great coin. So I believe this might have been this was the 2017 bull market, then into the bear market where it dropped 97.96%. It's absolutely crazy to drop nearly 98%. The discount on that is unbelievable. And then from there, Cardano then did over 100x. So again, absolutely life-changing amounts of money can be made in crypto. So let's take a little look at how this would actually look in practice. So say you had £10,000 to go into this bull run. You had £10,000 and you want to know how far that can get you. So let's say you take that 10,000 and then you 10x it, as we'd mentioned that you can with any of these coins in this bull run still. You've then got 100,000. Okay, so that's great, but you might be going, well, that isn't a million, clearly. And you're right, because I don't want to say, oh, let's go for these coins and go for 100x, because a lot of people, if you're watching this kind of video, you're probably not that far into crypto, you're not that clued up, and I'm not even looking for 100x's. If I can get a 10x, I'm more than happy out of this bull run. So you move from your 10,000 to your 100,000. Let's say you sell with 50% efficiency. So say you get to that 100k, you manage to sell half of that roughly at the top. So you've got 50 grand there, and then the rest of it drops 70% before you actually end up selling everything. That then leaves you with 65 grand. Now you might be looking at this and going, wait, hold on, this guy said that he's going to get us to $1 million. Now we're down at 65 grand. How does that make any sense? Well, this is where the previous cycles that I was showing you about really come in handy, because then if you then buy back Bitcoin, Ethereum in, you know, a year or two's time when they hit their low and then hit that 20x, that will then take you to 1.3 million. So sure, you're not gonna potentially make a mil witin the next 6 months, but if I told a lot of you that you are capable of making $1 million within the next 5 years, you know, cool, that's great, like you can't complain about that at all. But you might be saying, well, I don't even have 10 grand. I don't have 10 grand right now, and that's okay, because we're going to look at another example. Let's say we take our 10 grand again, and then as before, we 10x it using maybe some of these altcoins, maybe some that you pick out yourself, and then again you sell 50% right at the top, and then the rest drop 70% before you actually end up taking any profits. You know, we're still going quite conservative, I'd say. So then you get your 65 grand. And now you might be noticing here that we've got 2 different options in the flowchart. So with half of it, you're just going to do exactly like you did before. We're going to keep it fairly safe, and then we're going to 20x that in Bitcoin, Ethereum between now and the next bull run. That would leave you with 650 grand. It's absolutely great, you know, absolutely great. Absolutely life-changing money. You can buy yourself a very nice house with that if you'd like to. But that isn't all. You could also then look at the others and then put that back into the altcoins like we've mentioned before. You know, we've seen Chainlink do 180x, we've seen Cardano do 100x, and these were quite big established coins as well before they done these 100x's. You know, these were some of the people's favorite coins going into the bull run. So, you know, I think it's very, very doable to then go back and then get that 100x. And then from there, you're talking about 3.9 mil in about 4, 5, 6 years, you know, which is crazy. It's crazy. And you still might be going, hang on, that doesn't solve my problem. I'd already said that I didn't have 10k. So then what do? Okay, well, right now we've got 3.9 mil, so I've way overshot the mark. So 3.9 mil is obviously 3.9 lots of 1 mil. If we take that 10k and then divide it by 3.9 mil, we're then left with 2.5 grand. So 2,564 to be a bit more precise. So in other words, if you can get yourself 2.5 grand to put together before this bull run really starts to kick off, you can make yourself a millionaire within the next 5 to 6 years, which is absolutely, you know, it's crazy to a lot of people, and it just really shows the power of crypto. It's something that I think if you really, really want to make that money, you really want to pull that money together, most people can probably do it if they're working. And that has got the potential to change your life. So I hope this video has inspired you guys. I hope that it's shown you that you guys all have the power to do everything that you want to do to make it as a millionaire if that's one of your goals. You don't need absolutely crazy amounts of money to make that. It's just about putting the consistent work in, keeping the research up, and being smart with your money. As I said before, none of this is financial advice, but it might just give you a little template to then go and do your own future research and then see what you find. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. We'll be back next week probably with another video with my mum teaching her how to trade, or I've got another idea for a video as well that might be coming up. So we'll see how that goes, and either way I'll see you guys next week.